only because of the team names, because of what is on the line here for positioning in the group stages. So much is on the line. Cannot wait to see what happens. You take a look at Clan Milk's roster. That's always the first interesting thing. You know, they run really a 6-man roster. Today they are running with Cookies, Moravia, Shams, Cakes, and Cream. So I guess even a 7-man roster. Mookies and Milkfat are the 2 players not going to be taking place in today's match. So, but still, nonetheless, of course, a very strong lineup, and you know you can even argue this is their A lineup here. So, oh, look at that, though. You mentioned that yesterday. Maybe you expect to see some Draconis. Oh, locked right away here.
Yeah, and I actually can't see the blind mans because I cleared my screen. But I can see that they're Dark Lady, Monkey King, Jeremiah, Pebbles. I don't know who banned what. I'm guessing Fnatic banned Pebbles and Jera?
Pebbles and Monkey King.
Pebbles and Monkey King. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then Dark Lady Jeremiah by Clan Milk. That's pretty good. Yeah, Draconis. I think I said this yesterday, but both teams actually like this hero. Yeah. So it's not just a Clan Milk hero. I know the Fly likes him as well. And then some even more interesting locks there with the Wild Soul and Plague Rider pickup. Yeah, we're in for a game already.
Oh my God, we definitely are. You know, we at least heard, and you look at the stats, how powerful Draconis was for Clan Milk. I believe Cookies was the one to play him. Man, he just wrecked face in that match. He had some crazy hero kill stats. I don't even know if it'd even show up on his recent play. I mean, he had a game recently, 8, 10, and 13. Ouch, that's not that good. But anyways, he did good in the match that mattered. So I'm looking forward to seeing this hero. This would be the first time, at least here on Honcast, we would actually see Draconis, if sure enough he gets picked up. So I know I've been hearing a lot of good things about him, and you know, clearly he's already made some impact on the competitive scene. We do have some more locks, though, the Wild Soul Plague Rider, and then, of course, Parasite, and then there's Empath being locked by Clan Milk. So definitely an intriguing start here to this match. At the Wild Soul, we did talk a little bit about the last time we casted a Fnatic. Trixie loves playing Wild Soul, you know, plays the equivalent in Dota 2 as well. So no surprise, you know, seeing the Wild Soul lock there either.
Yeah, and one thing about lockpick affecting Fnatic in particular is that Fnatic and Fly loves to ban Parasite. He bans it almost all the time. But in lockpick, you have only 2 bans in your blind ban phase before that. So if you lock it, it's a very easy way to get Parasite into the game, you know, not banned. So that's one thing I think Fly's not used to, is that he's going to see some more heroes that he usually bans that are actually getting in these games. So if you see right there, Cookies went ahead and locked Parasite. So that could very well mean that Clan Milk is going to run Parasite when I know that Fly hates running against that hero.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those funny things that he hates running against it, but you know he will pick it up if he needs to. But it's like he doesn't even like the hero just being in the game in general. But yeah, locked here by Clan Milk, of course, and the final lock being Aluna. So obviously a strong lock to finish things off there. But you know you got the Empath on top of that. So again, really, no matter what 4 heroes we get out of this lock pool, it's definitely going to be some things to talk about, so that's a great thing. The bans happening here, we got Ophelia, Tundra, and Tempest so far. Real quickly, before we go further, the quick shout-out to the DreamHoN Space Party channel here in Heroes of New Earth. If you go to DreamHoN Space Party, of course, every single day, Xander K leading the way with that, the community manager, and casting, or no, not casting, but just helping to discuss the match at hand here on Honcast. And you have a chance to win some prizes, some gold coins even, with some questions that are asked. So definitely check it out, guys, and have some fun discussing the match in there. But back to this, we got Bubbles and Behemoth as bans. Behemoth, that, you know, again, not against most teams you want to see that ban, but against Fnatic Raid Call, specifically Hani, it is worthy using a ban on a hero like Behemoth.
Yeah, well, they seem to run him a lot, and he's a very, very strong hero. And then the Polywog Priest coming out from Fly. That's interesting. There's a lot of different first pick heroes out right now. I mean, there's Silhouette, there's Magebane if you decide to, there's Nymphora. A lot of options right here. I'm very curious to see what Cookies does.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see where they go with them. So did you talk about Tundra not being locked as well? Because that actually, that's definitely very interesting.
You know, yeah, I was thinking about that, but the thing is, it's like, I mean, we saw yesterday, if you lock a really, really like god tier hero like that, when there's so many other good heroes, it's like, in theory, you can't really pick them all. Like, there's so many good heroes, you kind of have to pick and choose sometimes. And so if you throw Tundra in there, well, they might get a Luna plus, I don't know, Parasite. And it's like, do you really want that trade-off? I mean, yes, Tundra is an amazing hero, but sometimes it's just like you'd rather deal with something else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a little surprising. I think Tundra is one of those heroes, specifically, that should always be picked if you have the option. But it's not the biggest deal. And they do go with a Mirax's first pick. It's very Clan Milk-esque.
Yeah, of course, Morax is definitely known as one of the more dominating heroes. I mean, we do see him banned more so than picked up, but sure enough, picked up here with the first pick by Clan Milk. So we'll see how Fnatic decides to respond here with now their next couple. You mentioned Nymphora definitely being on the board there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her picked up. Magnus as well, definitely another very powerful hero that we see banned quite often, but available here to be picked up. It is going to be Silhouette as their first go-to, so not going to be a Mage Bane team over here for Arrow. It's going to be a Silhouette-style team. And now we'll see how they followed up. Armadon, actually. And this definitely is, again, Fnatic loves to run Armadon. I think Hani is the one that actually plays it quite often for them. Amongst No-Till as well. But, yeah, it's Armadon fits Fnatic's strategy very well.
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting. I think the Armadon pick is specifically for Meraxis, like I've talked about. Armadon's a tanky hero who's great against other tanky heroes. So he's very, very good against Meraxis. Although, yes, you can W the goo, but you can only W it, in that a lot of time. And the goo is just going to keep coming out and coming out, as well as all the quill spamming. Silhouette, no surprise there. I mean, they love to run Silhouette. Air's a great Silhouette, and it's just an amazing, strong hero. I wonder if Clan Milk could just take two really, really good supports here. Like if they took Nymphora Glacius or something, and then even picked Aluna as something as another support, and then soloed her. I think that almost a strategy like that would work against a team that decided not to pick any supports up this early. I don't know. It could be viable, but I don't know. Clan Milk has some options here. Nymphora is definitely should be picked up.
Yeah.
She's so good, especially with a Meraxis getting an early portal key on him. That's just very, very, we've seen time and time how strong Nymphora is for opening up the map and making it harder for the enemy team to farm.
Yeah, and on top of that, Nymphora could be a great partner for a hero like Armadon, who's fitting with mana with that Grace on the Nymph. But sure enough, they go with Glacius Wretched Hag. So they do leave Nymphora on the board, and now Fnatic has that option if they actually want to pick her up. So we'll see if she does get picked up or passed on through this picking stage. But Glacius and Wretched Hag for Clan Milk, I mean, I don't think you can be too critical of that by any means.
Yeah, Wretched Hag is good, but you really have to be careful how you lane her. Because I don't like seeing her suicide. I think she just gets demolished in suicide lanes. Sometimes, again, in short lanes, she can do okay, but usually a lot of teams are manning up now doing some sort of tri-lane. And so I feel like the only real good way to lane her is to put her solo mid. But even then, she's not the strongest solo mid. She has good mobility as far as getting the runes, but her attack animation is rather slow. And a Magnus picked them up from Fnatic. That's very uncharacteristic, actually, of Fnatic. They usually don't run Magnus.
Yeah, so Nymphora passed up completely through the picking stage. Both you and I a little bit surprised. Now, I was gonna bring this up. Now, I'm shocked they go with Draconis right there because Fnatic Raycall is not going to pick up Draconis, I would think. I mean, they have Silhouette and Armadon already. So the likelihood of them picking up Draconis is very, very low. But
right, yeah, that's a very, very good point.
Yeah, they used their first pick on Draconis, and now we have both Aluna and I wouldn't be surprised to see Parasite here, honestly.
I wouldn't be surprised to even see Wild Soul.
That's true.
And it'd be just a support Magnus with some sort of tri-lane with either Silhouette or... Oh, but they do go with an Armadon.
Plague Rider, yeah.
Plague Rider. I was looking at Armadon, and then, yeah. So, Plague Rider that picked up, and, yep, there's the Parasite, and I think they know that Fnatic hates playing against that hero, and yeah, it's just going to come down to how to lane this, and to be honest, I really hope they do some sort of aggressive tri-lane, because if they throw Hag Suicide, I know what's going to happen. It's going to be like a Hag versus some sort of solo, like Silhouette, and he's just going to get crushed. So, yeah, we'll see. I think CM has actually... I don't know. I think they have a little bit of a stronger lineup, to be honest. But it really is going to come down to the lanes here.
Yeah. All right, so going into the game now, we have, again, the game is starting, so players are loading in right here, and looking forward to getting Game 1 kicked off. I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm really excited for this matchup in the first place, and now that we got our game, I mean, again, Draconis is going to be a big focus for me. He eventually gets swapped to Cookies. As I said, I believe he was the last one to play for them as well. But yeah, Cookies going to be playing Draconis here, and really intrigued to see what he brings to the table, how he builds, both in items and talents. You know, whenever we see new heroes like this, on Honcast at least, I like to get a good idea of, how they like to focus on that. So, looks like they're going to be sending Draconis Glacius bottom initially. Meraxis going to go to the middle lane. Parasite, of course, going to be there to deny, it looks like. Or, no, can't even deny anymore, so I don't know what I'm saying. He's just heading towards the middle lane. And then Wretched Hag going to be at top, actually. So, you don't like that.
I just feel like it might be better to throw a Suicide Miraxis, some sort of tanky hero or something. Hag is just going to get literally close to nothing up here. Even if it was a solo silhouette, which it might be. Looks like they're going to try it up here with a Magnus. Magnus out boots first, by the way.
Plague Rider did as well. He went to go place the ward aside, actually, but it was protected by Glacius and Draconis.
Ah, good job there by Cookies and Clan Milk. I told them, I said it's so important. Maybe they're watching my cast too. How important it is to block this, defend this pull, and they got it even against the Plague Rider with boots. So that's very, very good for them. I mean, they're already going to be playing against a slight disadvantage with the Plague Deny, but being able to guard that pull, and if they're able to guard the pull and get a double stack on that wave, they are going to get so much experience. So good job there.
Yeah, kind of a tip here as well. It's something we actually don't really address enough, I think, and something that's never really fully been explained. I'm curious if you can help with this. Is we see right there, Plague Rider, he denies a melee creep here in the long lane. What is the advantage of that over a ranged creep?
Oh boy, I think even competitors argue about this. Yeah. Now, it kind of goes both ways. It's like the melee creep tanks more damage, so it has much more HP. Oh, this is going to be big right here. We got to watch this. It's okay. If he can actually defend this pull, he's going to have to actually defend it all the way past a minute, so he can actually double stack it. But anyway, the range creep and melee creep, I think it's just. Lately, I've been wanting to deny the range creep a little bit more because the range creep does a lot more damage. It's 24 to 21. So, and the thing about denying the melee creep is you can still have poor creep positioning if you deny the melee creep. Like, it can still attack the archer, but the archer can still attack one archer without getting hit by the other one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think actually denying the range creep is a little bit smarter, but it doesn't really make the biggest difference.
Yeah. All right. So again, I'm just curious, obviously a competitive mind there, and see what your thoughts are on that. But so yeah, it sounds like though it's actually something that isn't 100% clear by any means, and could definitely be up to preference.
Yeah, people still argue about it, but I don't think it really makes that big of a difference.
Yeah.
I just think, like I said, when you deny the range creep, it's a little less luck factor because sometimes you get to the wave and the creeps just end up in a weird spot, like your range to your ranged archer is hitting theirs, but your ranged archer isn't getting hit, so it actually pushes up the wave, and it's just kind of like a luck factor. But if you deny that range creep, it takes that luck away. So
yeah. Well, we see right here, you mentioned this, Glacius was able to protect that pull there. He got the double stack, and sure enough, the pull happened. So well played by Creams, I believe it is. Yeah, Creams playing on that Glacius. Of course, having him on the pregame interview there, so off to a good start, and that's going to really help Draconis as well as far as getting this lane pushed back and allow him to maximize his farm some more. Because so far, Plague Rider has actually been doing a fairly good job. Here, of course, being played by Trixie. I mean, he's 4-2, denying to keep it pushed back. But now Draconis 10-3, and with him at the tower right here, again, he should be able to start upping his farm quite a bit. So on the other hand, of course, there's the top lane. We have a Silhouette free farming up here, basically, who is no surprise here, being played by Era, going up against the Wretched Hag. He was supported by Magnus for a little bit, but Magnus, of course, now in the middle lane. In fact, going for a gank right here. Oh, Moraxis, Moravius, you're in a lot of trouble right now. There's the Lava Surge Stun. In comes a double damage of Luna, putting an auto text. Parasite is here, but what is he going to do? He leeches a Luna, hoping to buy some time, trying to do some hero blocking, but it's just not going to be enough. Bloodlust kill comes out in favor of Fnatic Raid Call. So great roam coming out right there from Hani playing the Magnus.
Yeah, good roam. Right there, though, you see the power of the runes, and you see how much Fnatic really values runes. That was, to be honest, a little bit of a lucky rune, too. I mean, double damage that early on. You saw Luna just crushing Miraxis right there. Level 2 Luna auto attacks just doing so much damage, and that was a big factor in that gank as well. So good job there by Hani to come in there with the boots, putting them to use right away. Some ganking action coming out here on to Plague Rider. Actually, the Ice Imprisonment is not going to be in range because, Plague Rider is just so freaking fast, unfortunately. And Draconis, I don't really know much about the item builds, or sorry, with the skill builds for Draconis, but I do know that he likes to max Blazing Flight, which is his W.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah, that is interesting because he does have the level 2 of that, so apparently he likes to max it out. And obviously, the advantages of that, I was going to pull up the tooltip right here. It increases the movement speed as well as the magic damage even per second, and of course lowering the cooldown. So if you get that to level 4, of course, you can have a good amount of movement speed on every 10-second burst even, which, it makes sense in that logic, but yeah, obviously, you got his other two abilities are also very powerful as well for that laning phase, it seems like, with the Q being that nuke pushback for clearing up creep waves, and then his E, obviously, his passive, I guess you can call it, for his auto attack. So, but yeah, Cookies obviously is showing that he plays it very well. So I'm going to go with him and as far as saying that he knows what he's doing and maxing out that blazing flight first, and he's already applying some pressure to the tower even.
Yeah, that blazing flight gives him actually a lot of movement speed. Right there, you see him manning up on play. Can he actually get the kill? He does have a nuke. Does not going to quite do enough damage. So very, very close there. Yeah, I actually don't. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know about actually maxing it. I don't know how it scales because I can't see it. Like, oh, actually, Luna, or who is that? Parasite's in a lot of trouble here. I don't know what he's doing, but he gets caught out here. I didn't catch that.
He was in the jungle, and Luna and Magnus actually ran into him. So it was more of him trying to escape than trying to do anything. But yeah, he just got caught in a bad spot, and a good chase actually from Fnatic there.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate for Cakes, but yeah, I don't know how the blazing.
If you scroll over the ability on the left and the right hand side on their portraits, it actually shows you how it scales.
Okay.
Unlike actually clicking on them. So that's the way to see how it scales.
Great. Yeah. So it gives you a little bit more movement speed. 10, 20, 30, 40 movement speed each level. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess it could be useful then to max it out, get that really max movement speed. That's the most important thing I think about that spell. I mean, the damage is good, but it's hard to actually get in a good position unless you're right on top of them to do all that damage.
Yeah. That's actually a great point. You know, the W, as I said, it increases the damage down, but you know, it seems like that's more useful as a farming tool rather than actually doing damage to heroes in team fights.
Right.
Considering you're a ranged hero 1, and you know, well, you shouldn't necessarily be running around trying to get that W damage. So, especially when he activates that ultimate, that's a big ability of his, the Cataclysmic Assault, as it's called. Not only does it spread damage, but increases his attack speed. So, he really becomes that force to reckon with as far as that right-click auto turret goes. So, that's really, again, what I'm intrigued by this hero to see what he brings. But other lanes that are actually happening. The middle lane, let's take a closer look at the matchups there. Moraxis against Armadon. Moraxis 19-0. Armadon 35-10. Now, obviously, Armadon actually has had a lot of support here from Luna, so not surprising to see No-Tail here on Armadon. Actually off to a fantastic start in the middle lane. But Moraxis, you know, he's holding his own, and Moravis is level 6 here, so that's good.
Yeah, no, he's actually doing really well in this lane. He's getting some good last hits. I'm a little bit surprised, actually, that he is have 19 CS, but Parasite's in the jungle here. I'd like to see him do something here to be a little bit more active. He does have a Wild Hunter, so maybe that's the thing that he needs to maybe get something done. You look to the mid lane, and he's like, no, they're too tanky. Now he's looking to the bottom lane. They don't actually have a ward here that can spot him. Trixie did place a late ward here to block the pull inside the trees here, but I think they're going to get this kill on a Trixie. The Wild Hunter comes out, as well as the Ice Imprisonment from Glacius, a couple more auto attacks, and he actually ulties to get a last hit, but he will go down, so successful gank there.
Yeah, he just wanted to make sure that, as we always say, you know, abilities are there to be used. And then with Parasite's face suck, it's only a 60-second cooldown, so really not the biggest at all. So yeah, great kill happening at the bottom lane, as you mentioned. So Parasite definitely getting active here, being played by Cakes for Clan Milk, as he is actually farming around 241 gold per minute after that kill. Speaking of GPM, though, Draconis is up there, and you see him taking out some double-stacked camps right here. He doesn't level up his ultimate at level 6. I can't say I'm too surprised by that by any means, but it seems like that can be an ability you can wait for. To be more useful in those team fights, but instead he puts it in the queue, and in fact, there we go with the max out now of his Blazing Flight ability. Silhouette, though, she's kind of been doing her quiet thing up here, again, being played by Arrow for Fnatic Recall, but she, too, is off to a great start. 46 and 28 creep farm. Has just been going away here at the top lane, 330 gold per minute. Now, obviously, Draconis is very new here on the competitive scene. How does Draconis compare to a hero like Silhouette? Silhouette is highly regarded as one of the best range carries in the game.
Right, well, I think Draconis has an immense ability to farm. I mean, I didn't actually get a chance to see the first Clan Melt game where they picked Draconis, but I heard he had something like 700 gold per minute and was just as a farming beast. And I believe it. I mean, if you look at all those spells, it's basically all AoE magic damage. It's just a ton of, you know, you can clear out stacks, as you just saw right there, in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
And, you know, with the Blazing Flight, you can move around the map very easily. I actually think his ult only hit enemy heroes. I'm not 100% sure because, yeah, the hero
it only splits to enemy heroes, I believe, yeah.
Well, actually, we missed a kill. Cakes there with some support from Moravis and Creams gets a kill there onto No-Tail, so a very much needed kill on No-Tail, who is sitting at 330 gold per minute, so very, very good gank right there. But yeah, I think this Draconis, he can get a lot of items very quickly, so in that sense, yes, he can compare to Silhouette as far as a good late game carry.
Yeah, and you see, I mean, he already has 1,500 gold saved up after finishing a Steam Boost, so you and I both, again, really intrigued to see what kind of build he goes for as well. on Draconis here. But yeah, great gank happening there in the middle lane on Armadon, as you said. Obviously, Cake's doing a big part to that. In fact, he got the credit for the kill. And back to the jungle he goes. Now, you've talked about this before. You know, the downside of having a jungle hero in the sense of, especially in your own jungle, and, you know, Parasite constantly taking those creeps, is you don't get to keep it as stacked as maybe much as you want it to be. Now, Draconis did get a kill, a double stack over here, but other than that, really hasn't been able to. But as you're just putting, I mean, Draconis seems like a hero that can go to a stacked jungle and just tear through it in a matter of seconds even. So I wonder if Clan Milk is going to take advantage of that, or if instead it's just more of a lane farmer because of the fact they have a Parasite here.
Yeah, that is one thing I mentioned too. Is when you have a hero like Silhouette or now Draconis, now that he's in the scene, it's not as effective. Actually, a gank attempt coming out onto the Plague maybe. Does he have the face hook? Oh, he's gonna get fogged here. He does actually get it off on the Aluna, but he might die here. Oh no! They do get the tower though. Magnus importing in for any kind of support there. I think the ultimate is gonna come out, and oh no, this could be. Oh, he actually gets the turnaround on, and Magnus gets the kill, but the Plague is doing so much damage on Draconis right there. He's in at like 5 HP. Oh no, he does die. So Trixie does get the last hit. Very, very interesting events there.
Yeah, that was really close there, but I'm not sure what Clan Milk was thinking. As you said, they did get the tower, so you can argue that Parasite kind of sacrificing himself for the sake of not getting it denied is okay, but you know, the chase by Draconis as well, that was a case of we're banking on you not supporting one another. This is Fnatic raid call. They get the most credit of any team, I think, as far as supporting one another, being on top of just porting to the towers quickly and getting there in time to get some turnaround fight. So, yeah, a little bit of a cocky move there, you can even say, from Clan Milk, specifically Cookies coming out, playing that Draconis. But, you know, he died, she's back up now, and back to farming goes. And as we keep stressing, you know, this is a hero that, by all means, can just farm like a freaking train. Well-oiled machine, I think is a better way to put it. But anyways, and recover very effectively. So the death hurts, but he is now at the top lane, and looks like they're going to run into Magnus, actually, if he gets nearby. No, Magnus falls back, so not going to happen. But Draconis, by the way, he does purchase a Warhammer with his first item, so interesting. Is that going to be a shield breaker?
I don't know. From what I've seen, most people get Whispering Helm on him and just stack Ancients for themselves or whatever, and go the mass farm route. But
yeah,
maybe that's the first item Shrunken Head. Maybe he's watched these casts and like, you know what, Trouf, you're right about that. I'm gonna go ahead and please you and get a first item Shrunken Head.
With the Trouf seal of approval.
Exactly. Which I actually don't know if that would be the smartest decision here right at the beginning, but it's always a smart pickup.
Yeah.
The only drawback about getting a Shrunken Head so early in the game is you lose the charge on it very, very quickly. I mean, you can rebuy it, but still, it's kind of a nuisance.
Yeah. Well, again, so obviously, yeah, the Warhammer. It's a little bit different to go Shrunken Head with the Warhammer first item purchase, but it still is doable, of course. We see Cakes diving big time, gets a kill on Luna, but Draconis takes a stun there from Magnus as he ports, and in comes a Bat Blast, hit a couple of heroes right there, and Draconis in the background doing what he can. He doesn't have his Cataclysmic Assault yet, actually, so he's not able to take advantage of that, and he's being dove into the jungle now, despite that Blazing Fly, and the pushback, actually. Armadon's very low, but Draconis will fall. You see more access now coming in with Parasite. They clean up right there on Luna, and actually Plague Rider a little bit of trouble against the Plague up, but it only bounces once. The W was activated, but I don't think it hit it, but Morax is still chasing, and Plague Rider very likely going to fall right here. One more auto attack. Oh, the creeps are blocking him! Plague Rider will survive for now. Unbelievable. Parasite does end up surviving. Is it going to chase him down here? Oh, Plague Rider
Magnus.
Oh no, Magnus is now going to die. Stunner Screamer. Right, get a double tap. Oh, get double tap. Gets a double tap. Shams picks it up. So in the end, Clan Milk, that actually worked out pretty damn well for them, despite Draconis dying.
Honey's got to be so pissed off right now. Why did you lure him to me? I was fine.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, that's too bad. That actually looked like it was going to go really, really well for Fnatic, and but the Mirax's support there. I mean, Mirax, that's a testament to how well he's done this game. Just the fact that he's able to be that tanky, have that. He was level 9 throughout that, I believe, and have his Steam Boots. I mean, that's really good going up against this kind of pseudo tri-lane mid almost. You know, it was like a Magnus sitting around ganking, and the Luna Armadon here in the mid lane. So Moravis is doing a really good job this game.
Yeah. Overall, Clan Milk definitely. I mean, they are playing aggressive, man. We talked about it a little bit at the bottom lane. Didn't work out as well, but that top lane right there, again, obviously Draconis dying, but still in the end, by all means, winning that fight. Unfortunately, not able to take out the top tower, but still a lot of damage done with that. So, very aggressive start here for Clan Milk, and it is definitely paying off, and they're going to head towards the top lane now. You see the level 11 Silhouette, actually. That is the top level in the game right now. And again, farming 341 gold per minute is forced to fall back here. So, I mean, Arrow's farm, it is good, but it by no means is getting scary good. She's 0-1-1. You know, her GPM, again, is great, but it happens to be leading the game, or actually just below Draconis now, but it's not like taking off like we see so many times from Arrow with Fnatic Great Call. So I think Clan Milk is actually in a pretty comfortable spot right now.
Right, and Draconis if you watch it, right, those triple stacks just annihilated. Bam. Like, yeah. I mean, he did it twice, but I think he could have just done it once with his Q spell, and then bam, 5 seconds, done. So that's a huge gold boost right there. He's now almost up to 400 gold per minute just in like 5 seconds.
That was a 50 GPM increase, at least, right there.
Well, that's how important triple stacking is on your Ancients, especially.
Yeah.
And when you're able to clear, I mean, the biggest thing too is when you're able to solo clear Ancients at 14 minutes, like one hero clearing that, it's very hard to do at 14 minutes. If you're able to do that, that's a huge, huge deal because most of the time you have to share your experience in gold with someone else tanking it for you, and it takes like a minute to do it. But man, right there, you just see how fast you can farm because of all those spells.
Yeah. I mean, Draconis has another 1,600 gold saved up. Now, he has enough for Shield Breaker if that's what he was going for. So, I'm guessing that's not going to be the case, and very likely it could be that Shrunken Head as you talked about. You know, still very powerful pickup. In this game, I mean, not as much as other games, but still it is worthwhile.
It's the Armadon pick that makes me kind of like,
yeah,
well, you shouldn't pick it up this early. But don't get me wrong, the item is amazing. There's a lot of stuns and you know, abilities and spells that are on the Hellborn team that, yes, Shrunken Head would be amazing for. So I'm not going to discredit it. I think it's still a great pickup.
Portal Kill Moraxis, he's had that for a little bit now. Of course, that's huge there. I'm guessing Parasite looking to finish Codex actually in the near future. He has that Neophytes book and split up the Ghost Marchers. And he's going to triple stack this camp right here. So that's what we talked about. You know, Parasite going to go take the Minotaur, but we've got a triple stack creep camp ready for Draconis to come over to and take out. Haste, or that's an illusion rune here at the bottom lane. You see Parasite, or Plague Rider, excuse me, going to pick it up as Parasite was heading over, but not able to get there in time. As far as the Hellborn team is concerned and their item pickups, of course, we got Armadon, Helmet of the Black Legion, Mystic Vestments. So he's off to a solid start here, farming his 322 gold per minute. I believe he just finished his Plated Greaves. Plague Rider not doing too shabby with their basic early on items. And then Silhouette, again, looking strong here early on. Now, Nullstone, I'm guessing, obviously, with the Sustainer pickup, that's going to be the case here for Silhouette. You know, you are dealing against a Parasite and whatnot, so you think that is the right choice here for Silhouette?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good choice. I think he's going to have to get, actually, Initiation there coming on the Silhouette.
Oh, nice.
The axes are here. I'll let you take over, Breaky.
Nice axe hitting. The double axe hits, actually. Triple axe hits. Silhouette is completely slowed now, and just look at the damage coming out. Nothing they can do. Armadon's here. The Papa's going to be his Plague Rider. Fall quick. Can he get the Plague go off at least? No, he cannot. Down goes Plague Rider. Armadon dropping quickly. Everyone on the Legion team is still alive. You see Parasite taking over the Catman champion, already using one nuke. Now chasing him down. Going to go in the front lines. Has a leech to use. And there's a leech on Armadon. So Armadon spam those kills. Draconis, you need to be careful, buddy. You almost died right there. He gets the Q off, but Moraxis will fall. So Armadon doing work right there with the Armadillo. The back turned, and so much damage coming out. It goes to show you the power of Armadon. Even early on in the game, we have Wretched Ag is going to be able to port it out, but the rest run away. Wow, I am shocked that ended up so well for Fnatic Great Call right there.
Well, that's Armadon being Armadon right there. I mean, you're attacking him. They attacked him fully on the back for a good 7 seconds or something like that. Important thing to note, Silhouette did buy out and didn't really do anything with it. So, and actually, I don't know if Fly did this just now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just now. Did he die quickly? I don't think it was just now.
I think that was earlier, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we must have missed that because sometimes you miss these early buyouts, especially on the supports, because it's much more impactful when it happens on like a carry like Era or sorry, I should say Silhouette. So that's kind of a big deal, actually. Wasting a buyout on Silhouette this early on, especially when you can't make anything happen with it, is very, very unfortunate. So, but you know, nonetheless, great turnaround. That could have gone a lot worse for Fnatic. They are trailing by quite a bit actually right now. But that Armadon, that you turn him or you start attacking him with the back turn, is doing a lot of damage. He does have those Plated Greaves as well, so he's mitigating quite a bit of physical attack damage.
Yeah, already looking at 14 armor, 14.32 to be precise here early on. For Armadon. So yeah, he is that tank that you love to see on Armadon again. We did see the power of that back being turned. with that level 4 Armadillo, of course. And man, it was just Draconis all of a sudden was just about dead. I mean, and no one was doing damage to him other than that back Quills, it seemed like. So, of course, that mixed in with the W Spine Burst being spammed, it adds up as we saw. So, forced to run back, and you could even argue that for Clan Milk, they got also. Oh no, I don't want to say lucky, but it's good that they responded in time because it seemed like Draconis was actually going to die right there, as he was diving for so long. But you see it alive, but yeah, so a great finish for Fnatic Recall right there. Silhouette comes back to the top lane, and she actually scares off Wretched Hag, who is trying to get some farm. Shams on that Wretched Hag. He is 3-0-0, farming around 250 gold per minute. It does have an early Mighty Blade, actually, so he, too, apparently is going to be valuing that Shrunken Head here. So interesting stuff there. Codex has been finished on Parasite. I'm guessing that's level 1. Of course, can't see it exactly just yet, but so another Shrunken Head going to be on Wretched Hag this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect item, guys. I mean, the item is so amazing. It's so great. Big thing about that team fight, as you mentioned, is Plague did not get his ulti off. He was trying, but he could not do it, and that is huge in these fights. I said before that Plague is a very, very good suicide, and I don't know why we don't see him as much as we used to. And I said the most important thing is that, yes, you're going to do well against solo lanes. You're going to deny experience from carries if they do decide to dual lane you. But the most important thing is that you're actually using your ultimates in these fights. And for that, team fight to happen, that was a full-on team fight, and to not get that ultimate off is huge.
Yeah, and we see right there the power of Parasite with that level 1 Codex. Jumps onto Magmus, and what is Magmus going to do? Well, not much. Hani just easily got picked off right there, so a good gank coming out from Parasite. It looks like he did have a Wild Hunter to kind of sneak up on him. Man, that was such a nice change to Wild Hunters, by the way. I mean, I remember when that first got changed, and I was just thinking, like, yeah, Parasite, that's going to be huge for him. And sure enough, it has proven to be. Obviously, you can go invis now and sneak up on people. So, using the power of it right there. Top lane, Silhouette pushing it quite a bit, but you do see Draconis porting in, and that's going to get Silhouette to fall back. She's kind of going right here, having some fun, but she's going to port out at the last second. So, Era living life on the edge, but he knew he was fine.
Yeah, I mean, you see right there, Silhouette actually did quite a bit of damage right there to Draconis. He does have the first item, Shrunken Head, and a quick play. Now Cake's just doing work down there, it looks like, with another Codex to the face on Hani 2 times back to back. That's got to be within a minute. Yeah. Oh, man.
Ouch. Hani not too pleased, I'm sure. I'm sure not saying some nice things over the mic right now, but, that's Parasite for you. That's what Parasite does. Cake's playing Parasite here. 6-2-2 start. He is looking strong here for Clan Milk, farming actually nearly 300 gold per minute. So now Silhouette, okay, she just actually finished her Nullstone. I was going to say she still didn't have it, but she just finished her Nullstone. She spent that, I believe, was around 3,000 gold she had pulled up. So she has that now. Top tower going down in favor of Draconis. Look at the middle tower, a lot of pressure, but the ports are coming in, and Morax is in a little bit of trouble. He needs to portal key in time. There we go. And he will be fine. So they are going to clean it up and also deny the tower on top of that. So good response coming out from Fnatic once again. Is Draconis, is he going to continue pushing? I mean, obviously they did use quite a bit of ports right there. So it looks like he's going to come back up and continue to farm into the lane a little bit. But he needs to start falling back very shortly here if he wants to be fine. And it looks like he's going to use a Blazing Flight and kind of go away. And he has a Homecoming Stone, of course. This is going to be scary still. Plague Rider and Magmus are chasing. In the meantime, in the middle lane, Fly gets picked off on a Luna, and actually, they catch Silhouette as well. Era's in a lot of trouble now. Oh, this could be huge here for the Legion team. The Nullstone deactivated right there. Can they get the next? Oh, the nice dodge at the last second. The split up from Silhouette, and it looks like she's going to be fine. The Legion actually hits the illusion. So the real Silhouette should be able to get away. Oh, never mind. We're actually with the portal key. There's not quite a great axe on top of that. Now he's going to do some hero blocking. There's the Ice Imprisonment, the Glacial Downpour, and Silhouette gets picked off. Draconis ended up surviving as well. So a great bait coming out there when it's all said and done. Excellent distraction from Clan Milk.
Oh, that was absolutely huge. The fact that Cookies had them on a chase for a good 30 seconds, and they were able to still get 2 kills on top of that, not to mention a kill onto Era. Oh, that is just massively huge. Now, what is that? Codex
3, I think.
Yeah, Codex 3. I think.
Or
just
no, that was just 2. Actually, that was delivered. So.
Oh, okay. So Codex 2 now on Parasite. Cakes is having a great game. He's really doing exactly what you got to do with Parasite, and this is showing exactly why Fnatic hates Parasite. And I don't know if it's just like their bane, but he's doing a really good job. And Clan Milk is playing very well as a whole.
Yeah.
Everything I'm watching them do is they're stacking Ancients constantly. Draconis is farming them. I mean, that was a Firebrand. It looks like he's going to go for that Frostburn. their triple stacks in their ancient or in their regular jungle is stacked right now. So Cream's doing a good job there. They're playing very well.
Yeah, and Cakes actually deserves some credit for stacking as well. I noticed he's been actually doing quite a bit of pulling going throughout the jungle. So yeah, as a team, everything is really just performing on all cylinders. And we talked about this. We haven't casted them yet here in the DreamHoN event, but obviously starting off 2-0, some big victories and big matchup here against Fnatic Great Call. Of course, we had to cast them, and sure enough, it is showing why they have been successful recently. So all-around good player from Clan Milk now. It is just game 1 still here in this best of the 3, and definitely Fnatic Great Call is still in this game. We did see the power of that Armadon, especially with his back turn, but right now, Clan Milk does have the advantage, and look at Cakes. Once again, it just happens so quickly. Sneaks up on Ulina, gets the kill, and now they're actually going to get Plague-Runner. Now Plague-Runner does have a Plague Goo. Can he get it off right here? This could be huge, actually. There's the Plague Goo, and that's going to start doing a lot of damage. But the Shrunken Head is activated. Down goes Plague-Runner. You see Armadon just standing his ground, however, and you look at how much damage he's tanking. He's not even dropping a life, it looks like. So Draconis, I don't know if they want to stand their ground. Yeah, they're going to have to start falling back, as Armadon is just too damn beefy, actually. So good hold here by Notone. Actually, he's going to start chasing a little bit, getting the Snot Storm on Moraxis right there. Now, Moraxis does have his W with the Arcane Shield, so if he can time this correctly, that should be pretty good. But yeah, I don't think any kills are going to be happening as they end up falling back. Silhouette's able to portal out, as she actually got very low as well, but she is able to port away and be fine in the end. But again, so we did see kind of the two things that I was talking about, how good of a lead that Legion team does have, but at the same time, Armadon, man, he does not go down easy.
He really doesn't, and he's a great hero and so annoying to deal with. But there's just so much farm and such a lead right now in Clan Milk. I don't know if it's going to be enough. And that Plague Rider ultimate, while he did get it off, I mean, it was hitting illusions and really did no damage. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like this Plague Rider pick seems to be biting them in the ass right now. I mean, he's a great hero as far as the denying the suicide lane goes, but he's not really having his full potential in these team fights. And actually, if you really look at the heroes, it's kind of hard for him. I mean, the Moraxis W can nullify basically all of her damage spells. It's hard to really get a good ultimate onto Wretched Hag because of the blink ability. It's hard to get a good ultimate onto Parasite because he can always jump into a creep. And then Draconis is so fast as well. So it's a hard game for for Plague Rider. And I think it's really that pick that's kind of hurting them right now.
Yeah. Well, things are definitely looking better here for Clan Milk. You see right there at the top lane, Cakes is actually going for yet another kill. Looks like he actually accidentally face-tugged a creep even. I think that's why he said what, so Magnus is able to get away. So Honey not dying once again to Parasite. So Cakes, unfortunate for him, but good getaway from Honey. Speaking of Honey, Magnus, obviously no portal key on him just at 26.5 minutes in. Middle lane, actually, they do catch Armadon again. Look at how damn tanky he is. He's going to try to port out. It's not going to happen, though. They just have enough damage with 4 heroes being here. As actually, Parasite, yeah, he did come in and join. So all 5 were actually here, and they got the kill on Armadon. Now, he can buy back, actually. So we'll see if maybe Fnatic tries to catch them off guard here with a quick buyback into a port in. But keep an eye on that. This tower is going to start dropping now. Now, will they have invulnerability is the big question. I don't think the Fnatic's going to respond to this, though. You see Silhouette, she's still pushing out that top lane. So, yeah, they're going to lose that tower, but like I said, Silhouette pushing the top lane. That is the real one up here. And she is dropping it quick. So, will Clan Milk respond to this, or will they let it fall going for that bottom tower? It looks like they're going to do the latter here. They're going to let it fall, actually. And so Silhouette going to get some more nice farm there, but they are going to be able to push this bottom tower. 15 seconds on Resurrection for Noto. It's making it so difficult. You know he wants to buy back. But at this rate, it's like, you've already spent this much time. You might as well wait it out. But they are going to lose another tower. So Clan Milk does get a 2-for-1 tower exchange as well as the hero kill.
Yeah, they definitely got a great exchange there. And I mean, look at Cookies now even. He's 530 gold per minute. He's stealing their ancients. He's taking his own. He's taking stacks all over the place. He's farming so well. He's got on top of all of his items. Now he finished with the Frostburn. 3,100 gold saved up. I mean, he could really buy anything at this point. It just doesn't really matter. He's got so much farm. He's got his core items, really, and I don't know. I don't really know how. Fnatic is going to have to take this ultra late game if they really want to win. Magnus is going to have to get a portal key, but he's not very close. Hani really likes to go these bracer routes. This is the second game we've seen. He just kind of masses bracers. I don't really understand that because he's going to have to sell something anyway to get his portal key. So, I don't know. He's getting up there. He's got 900 gold saved up. He's going to need like another 1,200 or something. Oh, that tower actually helps, so only 900 now. So that's going to help them a little bit, but they have to wait for that. That is like their key, it probably is. Turtle out, wait for Magnus to get a portal key. Hopefully he's going to hit level 11 at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that ultimate level 1 really does close to no damage at all. Yeah, so I don't... It's looking grim, but there are signs of life. Silhouette is always a great hard carry. But, I mean, look at Draconis. He's just farming out of his mind.
Yeah, he's stressed this before. You know, you've heard about it, just like I have too, but haven't actually seen it perform just yet, at least here on Hockeycast, but we are definitely seeing that quite a bit here in this match against Fnatic Raycall. Cookies is just out of his mind with his farm, but that is the power of Draconis, and that's where you got to give credit to a team like Clan Milk. Like, you know, this is a hero that just became available, I believe, maybe 3-4 weeks ago here on the tournament rules competitive scene, so eligible to be played. And, you know, they were really, I think, the first team even to start using him, you can say, at least on the competitive scene. And they've been doing it very well. Look at Cakes once again chasing out. He's chasing out Plague-Rider, but Plague-Rider with the heal. And now Parasite actually in a little bit of trouble. Going to get stunned. The Plague-Oo's even going to be using. He takes everything. No, he can't get in the creep. He tried, but it wasn't able to get there in time. So Trixie, good turnaround right there. And gets at least some revenge for both himself and his teammates, specifically in Hani. Now, bottom tower actually goes down in favor of Silhouette right there. So Era doing actually a pretty good job, and she is now up at that 400 gold per minute mark. So she is getting better and better. She does have her Firebrand, of course. So we'll see if it turns out to be that Frostburn or that Geometer's Bane. You know, we talk about Geometer's Bane all the time, and I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it, especially if you're going up against a lot of AoE-style damage, and you got to think that this Legion team fits that very well. So we'll see what Silhouette eventually goes for, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just don't see any reason to not buy a Shrunken Head if you're Silhouette in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it. Look at all that magic damage. Look at all that CC. Look at the Parasite face hug and the Codex and the Ice and Prism and the. I mean, it screams Shrunken Head. I don't know, but maybe his thinking is to just let Armadon sit up in the front, do as much tankiness, take as much damage as he can. And I'm going to sit back and kind of put my damage there.
Big glass cannon, basically.
Yeah, so I don't know. I still think Shrunken Head is the optimal pick, but yeah, whatever. it might come to backfire, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. He does another 2,000 gold saved up, so getting closer to that next side and pick up whatever it may be. Armadon, he's finished a barrier idol actually, and just as we got finished talking about all that magic damage, so obviously that's a great pickup there for the Hellborn team. Soul's Bulwark on Meraxes. Draconis to go Slayer, and he's actually very close to finishing a Savage Mace. I'm guessing that's what he's going to be going for here. Be a little bit early for a Doombringer, so he's going to go up to the top lane.
Or is it?
Or exactly. We have seen that item actually a couple of times, believe it or not, here on the DreamHoN coverage. Silhouette at the top lane, going for a kill on a Wretched Hag. She ports out, though, at the last second, as she saw Draconis, of course, coming in. But Draconis going to clean up some farm and actually going to maybe even purchase a Savage Mace now as a result of the farm that he just got after this next creep wave even. So, man, he is going to start hitting like a freaking truck here, and that's going to be difficult news for Fnatic Raycall. You do go back to Armadon, though, and the power of him, and you are dealing against a Plague-Rider who does have that level 4 Cursed Shield, and that's 8+ armor that they're also getting on top of that. So Armadon without the armor has around 16 armor, 48% damage reduction, so you have the 8 armor on top of that, and looking pretty good, so that could definitely be a saving grace here for our Hellborn side, but everything pointing in the direction of Clan Milk right now, just looking so powerful in this game, so Fnatic obviously has their work cut out for them. It is going to be a Geometer's Bane as it's finished here on Silhouette, and actually Magnus had purchased his portal key, I believe, a couple minutes ago even. Just forgot to mention that.
And he is level 11. Okay, so these are the signs of hope that are actually coming for Fnatic. I'm really, really happy that he at least went Geometer's Bane and not Frostburn, because I don't think Frostburn would have been a great pickup at all. The Geometer's Bane, Savage Mace just picked up there on Draconis, so he's going to be dishing out a lot of damage.
Oh, Armadon finding himself in the front lines. Meraxes trying to jump Silhouette. Not going to happen, though. Meraxes is down about a half mana now. He's going to go back in right here. He does have a double damage when activated. There we go. Where's the Plague-Goo from Plague-Rider? Is he going to use it? The Shrunken Head is activated. There he goes with the Plague-Goo, but the Shrunken Head's absorbing a lot of the damage. Armadon will fall as well. You see Silhouette in the background. She ports with her illusion, but they're right next to each other. It's not going to matter. Magnus did get off an eruption, but it really didn't seem like it did a whole lot, as he's going to Lava Search away and be fine. But the sole survivor for Fnatic Raycall, the tower goes down. And that was just a fight of beauty right there for Clan Milk. I mean, just look at their life pool right now. The damage output from Fnatic Raycall, it seemed like it was non-existent in that team fight there.
Yeah, they just did so much damage. All of them, they did so much damage. There's really no way to position yourself against that, especially when you're down like this. Some initiation coming out of Magnus, but they are actually not going to get him. I mean, Draconis is hitting like a truck, and at this point, this Plaguebrider ultimate does nothing. Even the fact that he gets it off, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way right now that Fnatic had gotten back. I really don't think there is.
Yeah, it was hard to see it because they were so clustered, but I believe that Cataclysmic Assault there from Draconis was huge in that team fight. Magnus, you saw right there, he just got quickly picked off by Parasite, so they're just going to keep pushing here, finish off the racks. Probably going to fall back now, though. No reason to really force it. They have a very comfortable lead here. So for Fnatic Recall, it doesn't seem like they're going to be giving up just yet, but they are in quite the deficit. And again, we saw that last fight, just the power overall of Clan Milk, specifically that Draconis, just tearing them up. And as you also mentioned, I mean, the Plague-Goo, it's not often you hear this, but it's just really not useful in these team fights. Whether it's the positioning, the Shrunken Head activations, I mean, it's just not happening. So
yeah, it's the combination between the Shrunken Head on Draconis, his tanky nature, Miraxis' tanky nature, his W spell, the blink from Hag, the ability for Parasite to jump into a creep, so it kind of nullifies the effectiveness of Plaguebrider's ultimate. The only person that really hurts at this point is the Glacius, but it's a Glacius, who cares? Yeah. And he also has an Astrolabe, so it might not even kill him. Yeah, this is just, it's not looking good. I mean, but you know, Clan Milk is playing so great. Draconis, almost 600 gold per minute. He's up to 575. He now has, it seems like he just bought a Savage Mason. He already has 3k gold.
Yep. Yeah, he does have 2 buybacks, of course, to use. So, but, you know, in a game like this, might not even be necessary with the way that they're going. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, the recovery. And I have to say, to purchase the Savage Mason, he's at 3,200 gold now. So the store is really open to him, you know, whatever he decides to go for. I could see a split up into a Geometer's Bane. I could see a Wing Bow here. I mean, there's just so many choices for him to go for. So we'll see what Cookies on Draconis ultimately decides to build, because the decision is in his hands after all. We have ultimately no control over that. But, oh, there you go. Assassin Shroud, actually the item of choice here for Draconis. So that makes me wonder a little bit if that's more of a, you know, we have a comfortable lead, let's kind of just have some fun with it, or if he actually considers that to be actually a very worthy item, and I guess I could see it being that, so.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at a bunch of other things, but yeah, I think it's, yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, he does have the Shrunken Head, and that's really all he needs.
Yeah.
But I forget too that he's an agility hero. Sometimes I forget about these heroes, and so if he does decide to put that eventually into a Genshin hero, he's gonna be pumping out so much damage. It's not even funny.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Also, his base movement speed with the Frostburn is very, very quick. He's at 410, and so now you put the Blazing Flight on top of that. I think it's going to put him at max movement speed. And the cooldown for that Blazing Flight is only 10 seconds, and it lasts for 3. So it's basically a 7-second cooldown, which is very, very short.
You know what I'd like to see, actually, it would be Rift Shards on Draconis. It seems like with that ultimate activated especially, just be insane amount of crits coming out all over the place.
I agree. I think that'd be a great
pickup. That would actually be a pretty solid pickup. But he goes the Assassin Shroud, and I'm sure eventually to be Genjiro. Armandon takes a Hellfire right here. He's going to get initiated on. Look at the burst damage. That's Armandon, for Christ's sake. And it's like he's freaking Glacius with no items. He just drops so quickly right there. He cannot buy back, actually. He just purchased a Barbed Armor, which he used right there, and obviously wasn't able to keep alive. So Silhouette going to be chased back. Moraxis with the catch. No, the Silhouette is able to survive, actually, or get away from it. He's going to be fine for now. Look at Clan Milk. They're just diving big time into the base. They don't really care right now. Kicks does pick off Aluna right there in the well. And I got to think that GG is going to be coming out shortly here. In fact, there we go. GG's are being called. And that'll do it for game number 1. So Clan Milk will take game 1 over Fnatic Recall here, going up 1-0 in this best of 3. So Clan Milk, man, they looked impressive. The power of Draconis right there. We got to see it firsthand, and man, was that impressive.
Yeah, really great job by the entire team. And at the beginning there, I was saying, excuse me, that Cake should have done a little bit more roaming around, but no, he really played it perfectly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to wait for the right creep, and sometimes you don't, like you say all the time, like they don't see what we see, you know. And so they don't know if they don't have vision. They don't know if they do have vision, those sort of things. And he played it right, and he was able to. I mean, he did a lot that game. He was 10-3-7. He ripped Hani apart twice in like, what was it, 50 seconds or something like that. And that plays a huge role. He was able to get those huge items, Codex level 5, the portal key as well. And then, you know, like you said, him stacking with the assistance from Creams, that jump-started Cookie's farm as well. And then also very, very well played there by Moravis in the mid lane. He had a very hard lane to deal with. almost a pseudo tri-lane Magnus ganking all the time, and his farm was very good the entire game. So, and then Shams did a great job in the suicide lane. Every person on this team really produced, and that's why they got the win.
Yeah, I said you mentioned Shams specifically. I mean, look at his, he went 5-0-5, so
yeah.
you know, obviously wasn't killed that whole game. Had a very good game. Yeah, overall though, Clan Milk they really did look impressive, and I think it's more so than the last match for Fnatic Recall where they were playing Trademark Esports. Trademark Esports being somewhat of a newer team, as Minus talked about, but they defeated them 2-0. I think that was more Fnatic just not looking that great. This game, however, I think Clan Milk just was the better team today. I mean, Fnatic Recall, they didn't necessarily play horribly this game by any means. Clan Milk just looked that damn good, and it did start with Draconis, but great support, you know, stacking those camps as he put it, and just overall excellent play as far as teamwork goes. So all the props to them, very deserving, and they do take game one officially here. So with that said, going to take a quick break, and of course we'll be coming back at you with game number 2 between Clan Milk and Fnatic Recall. Once again, I'm Breaking CPK. Joining me is Trial from Midor. Stay tuned, guys. Game 2 coming up next.